But if you feel like I feel, I got the antidote. Women wave your pantyhose, sing the chorus, and it goes. It's like the real city. All you the slim shorties are just them untamed. So want the real Slim Shady? Please stand up, please stand up, please stand up. 'Cause I'm Slim Shady, it's like the real city. All you the slim shadies are just them untamed. So want the real Slim Shady?
What is up, YouTube? This is DJ. Welcome to my channel. This is a little bit of a different video what I'm doing today. This is to do with the theory test, hazard perception, and your CPC module 2 for your HGV tests. Right, let's get into it. So your theory test is 100 questions and you've got to get 85 of them right. Yeah, so it's pretty long-winded test, and I'm sure, like everybody else, you know what I mean. I was stressed. I was stressed over that because there's a lot of information to take in, right? So I downloaded an app called Driving Test Success, and I pretty much, because it'll break down every single section. Yeah, so you'll have where you can pretty much read the answers. So it'll have like your braking system. You might have like 90 questions on that, and then it'll have your stuff like your weights, dimensions, and stuff like that, and your documents. So I pretty much, because it is quite long-winded when you go through that first. So I went through all that, got like a little bit of an idea of what to expect, and then there's some little tests after it as well where you can do like 20 question tests where it'll mix it up, so test yourself a little bit more there. But after I'd done a few of them, I thought, right, you know what, I'll just jump straight into doing the mock tests where you've got 100 questions, see where I am with it. So what I found with that was the questions that I didn't really know the answers to. Sometimes you'd get them right, you know what I mean, because you was guessing, but you was getting them right. So what I decided to do then was, so every single mock test that I'd done, every question that I wasn't really that confident on, I'd mark down the question number, and then at the end of the test, it'll show you which ones you've got wrong. But like I said, some of the ones that you don't really know about, you might have just managed to wing it and get them right. So I'd go through every single question, and the ones that I was a bit unsure about, I'd do that. So it's getting a bit more information. So that's pretty much all I was doing with that. I was just doing the 100 question mock tests, but I didn't start properly revising till probably about a week before. So everything was pretty much stored in my head. So yeah, that's my best advice for you to get through that, is to just, that's the way I done it anyway. Just keep doing your mock tests, and then you'll pick up the way the questions are put out to you, and obviously you'll be okay with that. Right. So your hazard perception. Right. So it's 19 videos where you get 5 marks for identifying the hazard. So, and then you'll have one question where there's 2 hazards, potential hazards. So what I found with that were the videos that I was watching. There was a few of them where there was a little bit unrealistic, but I pretty much kept doing that. I just kept doing the 19 videos, and then pretty much you'll get more confident with it. And instead of just doing like a one click when you see this hazard, just do it where if you click it 2 or 3 times, then the chances are you'll get it in that box then. But do be aware though, if you do your test and you're just randomly clicking quite a lot of times, you will get marked down on it. I mean, on my test, there was one video where pretty much I was going over a little bridge, so I was clicking there because, you know, I was expecting another car or a wagon to be coming in the other direction, so I clicked a few times there, went over that little bridge, went round a bend, and there was a large puddle. So I clicked maybe about 3 or 4 times, and then like a big cross come on the screen, and so they didn't give me any points for that. So that was weren't that great, but I done okay with it in the end. Right, so your CPC, yeah. So this is the one that gave me the most stress because I didn't realize that there was a CPC module 2 test till maybe 5 days before I was due to take the exam. And every HGV driver that I was speaking to was still telling me, no, there's no test. It's just 35 hours of watching videos. Right. That's not true. This is 50 questions, right? And it'll give you all different scenarios. It'll give you like to the left of your screen, you'll have like it'll just give you information. Maybe it'll say something like John, and it'll, John's driving this place and he's got this kind of load and that. So you will need to read that little bit about John there, and then they'll ask you a question. Yeah. So sometimes it'll catch you out because if you just read straight off the question and then give an answer, something different might be in the information that they've been giving you about John. I'd just say don't rush it. Just make sure you read through that. A lot of the questions on the CPC will be stuff that you've already done on your theory test. So I wouldn't panic too much about it. The one thing I would give you advice on though, so your documents for carrying goods and your EU document for when you go abroad and stuff like that, yeah, I found it quite hard to keep remembering like the three letters of whatever the documents were. So I just can't. I watched a video a few days before, and there was a YouTuber that had actually said the way he managed to get round this is he'd look at stuff like, so you've got ADR, yeah, which is, I just use the D for the dangerous because you knew that you'd be carrying dangerous goods and stuff like that. So that's how I remembered that kind of document. You've got another one which is ATP, so I've used the P then for perishable. So then you know that if it's asking you a question about like foods and stuff like that you're carrying, you'll know that that's ATP, and it's just stuff like that. That's pretty much the way I managed to keep that in my head. So that the guy that had given me that advice helped me out quite a lot with that. Right, yeah. So your CPC it'll be asking you a lot of questions about all your documents and your weight and everything. Your weight on your HGV and all that kind of stuff. But believe me, that's the one that I was more stressed about. But that's probably the one that I've done the best on. And it was still only about 4 days revision, so it's nothing worth panicking. But I did notice when I was in my test, there was a guy that had come in while I was doing my test, and he was in the same boat as me. If I didn't find out, I wouldn't have done any revision for that. But he walked in and he said, "Oh, I thought I was only doing 2 tests. What's this CPC? Do you not have to revise for that?" So obviously, I can't see him doing great on that, but you never know. You never know. He might do okay. Right. So I'll just give you my test results anyway. Um, so where do we start here? Right. So the multiple choice theory test, the one that was the most confident in, when I was going in there, you've got to get 85 out of 100. So that one, I only scored 89 on that one, which when I was walking out, I was a little bit thinking, hey. Right. So then you have got your hazard perception. On this one, you've got to get 67 points out of 100, and you can imagine. So out of, call it 20 videos because you can get 5 points in 20, yeah. So if you only average 3 points in them 20 videos, you're only going to get 60 points. So you're not going to pass on that. This one I didn't do too bad with, really. I mean, I got on the 5 points I got out of 14 videos, I got the maximum. And I did get that one marked down, which I reckon I'm pretty sure I would have got points on that. So to get 5 points plus 14 clips, yeah, I'm quite happy with that one. Right, the one that I was most panicky about, the CPC one, I managed to get 47 out of 50, which I was really surprised over that. But like when I walked out the test centre, I was 100% sure that I'd failed it just because on the hazard perception, I knew that I'd lost 5 points, and I thought, right, you know what, if you've only got 2 or 3 points for each one, then I'm a little bit screwed here. But obviously, it worked out great. Managed to pass them all. So what I will say to you is just calm it down a little bit. Right? I know that people are going to be stressed over it, but it's really not as bad as you think it is. When you walk in there, if you're a bit more chilled and relaxed, then I think you'll do fine with it. Anyway, right. What I will say as well is when you're doing your revision, don't just sit there for about 4 hours, 5 hours doing it because you're just gonna get too stressed. Try to think of something to chill you out a little bit. I mean, I play a bit on the PS4 and sometimes I do streaming on my YouTube channel and that, playing a game called World of Warships Legends. That's my little bit of a chill out. So when I've done a bit of revision, I'll just turn the laptop off, chill out, and then play on that for a little bit, and then that'll calm me down a little bit, and then get back into it. But like I say, it's really not as hard as you think it'll be. So good luck to everybody, and hope you do great on your test, and hope you do great in your new venture as a HGV driver. I'll wrap it up now. Thank you very much for watching. And if you like the video and I've helped you out in any way, then please feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you.